Welcome to Silk Road Channel. In a world worn down by war, natural disasters, and greed, humanity has forgotten sincere prayers. Temples are deserted, scriptures are covered with dust, and people's hearts are filled with doubt. In the dim light of dusk, an ancient prophecy is whispered by a strange child. When the impossible happens, the Supreme Being will awaken. At first, no one believes the child, but then strange phenomena begin to occur. The sun stops in the middle of the sky on a cold winter day, illuminating the land as if it were midsummer. The once raging ocean becomes as calm as glass, and in the darkness of the night, millions of stars move in a divine dance. A group of scientists, priests, and truth-seekers gather. They call this journey the ultimate mission. They travel far and wide, trying to decipher the phenomena, but no one can explain them. Finally, on a sacred mountain known to legend as the Hill of Creation, they faced the impossible. A huge beam of light shone down from the sky, carrying a voice that echoed like thunder. "I have come, mankind." The being before them had no fixed form, just pure light, blending with every color in the universe. But that voice, warm, strong, and full of life, brought everyone to their knees. The Supreme Being had not come to punish, but to give humanity one last chance. "You have destroyed this world, but I still see within you the rays of goodness. I will not restore order. I will only give you the will and the faith to save yourselves. Live according to the meaning of life, or you will lose your last chance." Then the light vanished, leaving behind a strange box without a lock, without a crack. The box bore the words, "Faith is the key." The group left, taking God's words with them. And from that day on, the world gradually changed, not by miracles, but by the awakening of human hearts. They realized that the impossible was not the presence of God, but the belief in themselves, something they had lost long ago. The impossible has come, but will humanity know how to seize this opportunity, or let it slip away forever? After the events at Genesis Hill, news of the Supreme Being's presence quickly spread throughout the world. However, the mysterious box he left behind became the center of controversy. Scientists, religious leaders, and those who aspired to power all wanted to possess it. But no one could open the box, no matter how hard they tried, cutting, breaking, or using the most advanced technology. The words, "Faith is the key" on the box's surface were like a riddle. What did it mean? Was it faith in God, in oneself, or in something else? Those who lost faith during that time, the world was in chaos. Wealthy nations tried to possess the box, claiming that only they were worthy to open it. New sects arose, claiming that they held the ultimate truth, but instead of uniting, people became more divided. In a small village near Genesis Hill, a group of people chose to live differently. They did not fight over the box. They focused on helping each other, healing wounds, sharing food, and teaching children compassion. They believed that the message of the Supreme Being was not about material things, but about the right way to live. Among the group was a girl named Mira, who had heard the voice of the Supreme Being. Mira did not know why she had been chosen to hear the prophecy, but she felt that she had a role in this greater story. Mira's miracle: one moonless night, Mira had a strange dream. She saw the glowing box in the middle of a field surrounded by thousands of people. In the dream, the Supreme Being's voice rang out again. "When people's beliefs become one, the box will open." Mira woke up, her heart pounding. She understood that to open the box, it would take not just one person, but everyone, regardless of their beliefs, cultures, or backgrounds, to unite. She began her journey across the lands, telling her dream and calling for people to cooperate. At first, she was met with ridicule and skepticism, but when they looked into the bright eyes of the small but strong girl, gradually, people began to listen. The Day of Faith. 3 years later, at the foot of Genesis Hill, millions of people from all over the world gathered. All held hands, regardless of religion, skin color, or language. Mira stood in the middle of the crowd, the mysterious box lying before her. She closed her eyes and prayed, not only to God, but to the people themselves, those who had regained their faith in goodness. A powerful light radiated from the box. The lid of the box slowly opened, without any force. Inside, there was no gold or silver, no weapons, just a thin book with the first line: "The world does not need miracles. The world needs love, compassion, and faith in each other." Everyone burst into tears. They realized that the miracle they had been searching for all this time did not lie in any supernatural power, but in their own hearts. Conclusion. From that day on, the world gradually changed. Wars subsided, countries began to cooperate for a common future. Mira became a symbol of hope, but she only said one simple sentence: "I did nothing, you made the miracle happen." The box was then placed back on Genesis Hill as an eternal reminder that the impossible only becomes possible when people love and trust each other. As time passed, the lessons of the box and the book were gradually engraved into human culture. The world achieved unprecedented achievements. War was replaced by dialogue. Environmental disasters gradually decreased as humans worked to regenerate nature. But like every cycle in history, this unity was also tested. Decades after the Day of Faith, a strange phenomenon occurred. The box, which had been resting on the hill of Genesis, began to emit light every night. This attracted the attention of scientists and people everywhere. A big question arose. Did the Supreme Being want to send a new message? Mira's dream. Mira, now an old woman in her late 90s, lived quietly in her small village. One night, she dreamed of the Supreme Being's voice again, as in the old days. "Faith has opened the box, but there is one final test for you." Mira awoke with a sense of unease. She gathered her students who had learned from her about unity and compassion and told them about her dream. News of her dream spread quickly. Once again, people turned to the hill of Genesis, where the box still shone like a beacon in the dark. The new divide. But this time, things were not as easy as before. People had changed. The prosperity of the world made many complacent, and old values began to be forgotten. Many believed that the light from the box was a curse, a sign of impending punishment. Others believed that it held a new treasure, and they began to fight over it again. The once united groups now turned against each other, each with their own ideas, each with their own goals. The Hill of Genesis became the center of conflict again. Mira, despite her age, decided to lead humanity once again, but she knew that her time was running out. The final test. Mira stood before the chaotic crowd at the foot of the hill, the light from the box illuminating her face, making her look like a living legend. She spoke, her voice weak but full of authority. "Children, this light is not a curse or a treasure. It is a reminder that we are losing the most precious thing, our trust in each other. Do not let greed and fear destroy what we have built." But her words were not enough to calm the crowd. Some groups decided to climb to the top of the hill, trying to take the box once more. Mira knelt down, tears streaming down her face. She prayed one last time. "O Supreme Being, if this is the final test, please give me the strength to guide them." Suddenly, the light from the box intensified, covering the entire hill. A voice rang out, not only in the air, but in everyone's minds. "You have been given a chance, but you still do not understand. No miracle from me will save you. Only when you abandon your differences and see the good in each other will this world be truly saved." This is the final lesson. Mira's sacrifice. In that moment, Mira walked up the hill towards the box. Light surrounded her, and her frail body gradually dissolved into the light, as if she had become a part of it. There was a loud bang, but not destruction. The box disappeared, leaving a symbol carved into the mountaintop, two hands clasped together, symbolizing unity. Everyone was silent. They realized that Mira had sacrificed herself, not to save them, but to remind them of what they had forgotten. No supreme being could replace the responsibility humans have towards each other. A new era. Mira's death became the spark that awakened the world. Once again, humanity united, but this time not out of fear or mystical dreams, but out of love and gratitude. Genesis Hill became a symbol of faith and hope, where people from all over came to remind themselves of the great lesson. The impossible becomes possible when we love and trust each other, not only in the brightest moments, but also in the darkest days.